play game. However, this game today is going to be between R22R and ANZR on the desert sands of El Alamein. Both teams coming into this match are 2-0. Division 3 leaders tied for first place, one of them seeking to become the #1 overall seed. Now this game today that we're going to play is going to have to take place over 5 points. The person who holds the most will find themselves emerging as the victor from the sands. But for those that fail to claim the number of points needed to win, they will no longer have the victory in the undefeated record. So today, will you fight for your undefeated record, or will you let it slip from your hands as we go into this pre-Halloween episode of the Falcon Cast? Appreciate everyone joining us today.
Appreciate everyone for joining us today. I'm Night Falcon. Gonna be joining you with my regular voice today. Figured I'd do a little fun intro as we were looking to try to join in and have some fun for the upcoming Halloween season. Currently, we're working on trying to get some things fixed around here for the server as we're waiting for the rest of everybody to kind of jump in. So we're a few minutes late and behind on everything there, but it gives us some time to talk about some of the things that we're going to be looking at today. So, as always, we're going to start out with our rules. So, as far as rules go, we're still going to stick with our one-man arty. One man only. Nobody helping a load, nobody moving around on different guns. They're going to get one gun, they're going to stick on it the entire time. Indestructible nodes, so we want everybody to have the same amount of resource generation ability. However, it's up to them to decide how they're going to use it. So, once the nodes go up, we want them to stay up. If for any reason they go out through the course of the match, it's going to start raising some questions. People are going to be looking into it. So just C nodes, go the other way. The last one, we are still banning the Panther. It's going to be really interesting to see with these hot fixes that they've put into place over the past couple days, how they kind of go in and play into the dynamics of this match with the medium tanks running around like nobody's business. Everything just moving really, really fast, and especially on such a tank armor dependent map that we're facing today on El Alamein. It's going to be fun for the ages right here, boys and girls. So, lots of fun action today that could potentially be going up. Really, when we're talking about fun action, we got to jump back into the standings here. So, Division 3, ANZR, R22R, tied for first going into week 3 here, 2-0. This setup of this match is probably going to be something we haven't ever seen, might not see again, especially if they pop out any additional hot fixes. So both teams are new to exactly how all these tanks work, the damage that they now are going to have to take to be able to destroy them, how quickly they move. Who knows, by the time these teams meet up again in the future, they might have gone in and adjusted some of these tank speeds. So today's really going to be a big pivotal matchup to try to see who's going to lead into the latter half of the season with that coveted #1 spot. Let's jump in here and look at the head-to-head. So this is something I've been doing with my previous matches, and something I've been enjoying doing here with the overall with the past couple matches I've done. So hang on, I'm going to make sure that everything's working correctly on the back side, because I'm supposed to have video going in the back, and that's no good if no video's there. We want to make sure it's there. So before I go ahead and hide everything here real fast, let's make sure we get everything going up here. We'll save the chatter for the statistics here until I can get that up and going. There we go. Ha! And there shall be desert sands, they said. Falcon, Chapter 5, Verse 4. All right, so looks like we are getting our flip there. Today, we're going to go ahead and broadcasting from the R22R perspective. However, with all the fun stuff that they've got in the system these days, we can actually go ahead and see both sides. So, as we're waiting for both of these teams to go ahead and get on up into their sides, let's go ahead and talk about these statistics a little bit. So, 2-0, both sides. Infantry kills per minute. So, KPM stands for kills per minute. Basically takes the total number of kills that each section gets over the course of the match and divides it out by the total amount of time that they end up playing in their matches. So both matches for both teams have gone for the full 90 minutes. And so from that perspective, we're going to be dealing with a full 180 minutes between the two of these guys. So, so infantry kills per minute. We are looking at 12.21 for R22R, and we are working with 12.25 for ANZR. So, just to illustrate how close these teams are, not only are they tied for first, their infantry over the course of 180 minutes is racked up about the same amount of kills. Now, they have played on different maps. ANZR has played on the map most like this with Kursk, being because it's wide open, large open fields and whatnot. However, it's going to be really interesting to see how the infantry, because you're going to be hitting 200, 300 meter shots sometimes today on the fields in the desert sands here at Alamein. Armor is going to be probably the most pivotal factor here, and I think we're going to want to watch through the course of this match. R22R is leading that with 1.99 killed per minute, whereas ANZR running at 1.76. Artillery KPM is where the big advantage comes in here for R22R. R22R running with 2.46 kills per minute. Artillery running at 1.4 kills per minute for ANZR. So let's see how the wide open fields of El Alamein kind of play into that as well. And then my special comparison for today went up between the machine gunners at 1.84 over the course of two matches and 1.58. So as far as edges go, these guys are very, very close in every single category, with already potentially being that giant factor here for R22R. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how everything goes with Snobby Basher there as the arty man here for R22R. Let's see if they can go ahead and keep that streak up here and keep everything moving. All right, so as we wait for the final seconds here, just give one more quick introduction. I am Night Falcon casting this match here for you today. Very excited, happy to be here in this Division 3 matchup of the week. And so let's go ahead. Hints. Gotta love the we don't want to have hints. We're gonna get rid of that. What are we, noobs here? All right, so coming out of the bottom, we've got R22R coming out with 3 different tanks. Looks like a light, medium, and the recon, not spawning anything in additionally. And then here ANZR, medium, light, recon, with nothing else as well. So default tanks only here off the spawn. And we're going to be fighting today over the enclosed area of Valley between these two teams. And we have lost connection to the server. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see how many of us have crashed. We're going to toggle back over into the overlays here while we work to get everything back up for you guys. Yeah, so let's just go. We're going to go ahead and stick here while we wait to get back into this match. So I apologize if I am the only one that crashed. How odd that it would crash on a day like today, right? With all of the things that we have going on. It's not like any updates could have potentially gone through that it messed anything up here, right? Oh, it looks like the entire server crashed. So we're going to go ahead and just restart here in just a moment. So we're gonna muster it all again, getting everybody back in there. All right, for kicks and giggles, we're gonna go ahead and invite our other, invite another friend here into the match.
Attention players, you all seem to have failed the first flip. Because of that, we are going to restart the round. We're getting everybody back into the match. Please don't mess this up again. How much servers? Servers are wonderful. Let's go see if we can chat with some guys here, see how everybody is doing over here. So after the initial flip, how is everybody feeling, Mike? Optimistic here? Aye. Oh, we're getting shots off. All right. We're down shooting us.
Okay. Fun times over here in El Alamein. Looks like our game chat's been going here to the speaker. So let's go ahead and go in here. All right. Still having fun here. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and give you guys a first-hand look of what some of the pregame shenanigans look like here when it comes to Hell Let Loose. And my frickin' Keeps going away. All right. Slowly but surely, we're getting all our numbers back here. Yeah, what's up? Ah, nothing much. Oh, hey guys. Yeah, we'll let you do a quick little chat here for a second. Hello. I'll make sure to call out Demon, Draven, Master Chips. I'll do what I can. Just a few technical difficulties. That's all right. We'll get it.
That's all right. That's all right. Oh yeah.
It's not like this is the only server that ever crashes right now.
Crash. All night, all night.
All right. I don't have a chat link set up right now, so I'm like holding the microphone speaker up next to the microphone. You know, gotta have it fun. If I had planned to do pre-match interviews, I would have had the chat link cable all put up, but yeah, careful what you want put on YouTube. All right. Well, while we're waiting for the map to flip, I'm going to go up and go into my admin cam and just chat away on the side. So you'll let you guys be and have fun. All right. Good luck.
Hey man, have fun.
Thanks.
Thank you for guesting.
Happy to. All right. Normally turn that off here. So let's go ahead and go cast for the 4th consecutive time so people know that it's me and not some random guy that's made their way into the match. All right. So let's go ahead and come on up over here to Valley. Let's talk a little bit about this point that we're going to be playing at today. Let's go ahead and bring up our handy dandy notebook for all of my other fellow Blues Clues fans that grew up on the Blues Clues. All right. So, Alamein in itself. Lots of giant open fields. So, kind of doing a wide overlook here of kind of all 3 mid-cap sectors. Valley right there on the west side that we're going to be working with for our match. Oh, goodness sakes, my whole game crashed. Welcome to Hell Let Loose. Just when we got to the fun stuff. The strategy. We crash. I bet I'm not the only one. Hopefully it didn't pop the whole server out of here again. All right. It looks like it has. Oh, we're gonna hide this portion here so we don't get anybody in here with us. See how the sausage is made in the background, boys and girls. I'm back. Snobby, let me in. That's right. We're pre-game here. Let's just pop into somebody else's here. Don't want to miss out on the cool chatting about the strategy. All right. Back into the admin cam we go. All right. Got some Halloween DDoS action going on today. Okay, so Valley, where we're playing. Oasis, middle cap point here. So, Oasis, one of the few little areas here with water in this said desert map. Wonderful palm tree growth around here. But it bordered on two sides by some giant cliffs. This one normally on the far side that we're looking at, going to be favored to the Allied side. With the Axis forces kind of coming in here and owning this southwestern side here. I'll talk a little bit about this area here in a moment. But when it comes to supporting Valley, as you can see, the topography here of Valley is pretty much a giant fishbowl. With giant cliffs surrounding all sides of it. And really focusing a lot of fire down into the middle area. So, just like any other good Hell Let Loose map, there are plenty of areas that you want to control when trying to capture points. So popping back up here into the Falcon cam, getting the overhead view of the map. So here's this fishbowl that we're talking about. This giant U. Now, there is a section that runs along there. We're not going to worry too much about it today. We'll clear everything out here. But this area right here we'll focus on. That area allows a whole bunch of crossfire to be put down here into the point. Now, with it being a 49 versus 49s match, I'd be very surprised if we see everything happening around this area. What's probably most likely going to happen is we're going to see some area pulled up into that side, that cliff that was north of Oasis, that I was saying was heavily favored to the Allied side. And then also this mountain right here, because it can control a lot of area down into this road. So R22R, who's going to be on the Axis side, is very well served by having some type of tank or AT gun watching this entire northern road. Now, this is also what I like to call the Alley of Death, figuratively speaking. Not just because it's a Halloween theme, but this whole area is pretty much a place where you can get tanks set up on either end of it and then just fire, taking anything that comes out through here. Okay. Now, for the Allied side, so we're looking at the British Army here, ANZR. ANZR, just like with R22R wanting to try to cap this mountainside, they're going to want to try to own this side. Now, it's really going to be dependent on if airfield hangars right here is the point, or if we're going to be over on Overlook, I believe is the name of the point right here. Because if it is airfield hangars, ANZR can do pretty well at just holding this area, because they can go ahead and watch everything going up into the northern side as well. Now, it's a little bit harder into this area, but they're going to want to defend right here so that R22R cannot get down here into airfield hangars. Because their main areas of attack are either going to be up through here or down through there. They can also find their way up into here, but it makes it really difficult for them to come all the way up from the top, because they have to go all the way up and around. So, looks like we have our flip. We'll then focus and flip over here to the Axis side in just a moment with R22R, and we'll talk a little bit about what their defensive sectors and sides look like. So there's Snobby. We're going to go ahead and jump in on his squad. All right. Oh, airfield command. So let's pop back up here into our handy dandy admin cam. But we're also going to pull back up our little drawing tool here. So in the Falcon cam we go. Now this will be really interesting for R22R because this is an island. If ANZR captures Valley, we very well are going to probably see a 2-3 here because of this point being directly behind. Watchtower is almost completely surrounded by open fields. So in order for ANZR to take this sector, they are going to need to push all the way over into here. They're going to need to own this area, and then they're also going to need to get here. But the most likely avenue of attack for ANZR would be to be coming in from the north, because they can kind of ride hills and get across this open here. Now, if they try to get through this area, this is just like crossfire, like hell. You're just going to die. And the red is very good to show the amount of blood that you're going to have spilt there. So that's going to be interesting for ANZR. Airfield Command, as we were kind of talking about, R22R very well could look to get something set up here in the north on Desert Rat Trenches and down here into Airfield Command, because they're going to have a much easier attack ability with no open fields surrounding Airfield Command. So it's going to be vital for ANZR to jump out here and get into Valley and try to get it. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump in, see what everything's looking like here. So we're still dealing with the regular default tanks on both sides. Looks like nothing else has changed from that way. We did see some initial supplies get dropped in here for R22R just around the area. Okay, it looks like we're starting to see those same ones come in here on that western side. So for R22R, we're going to be very interested to see how this all kind of plays out. And I can already apologize for you guys here. We are going to be working with this little connection issue thing up here in the top. I apologize. Haven't been able to find a way to get it out. But regardless, we're going to have a good old time today now that hopefully all of the issues are behind us. So let's go ahead. We're going to get this pulled up here. And we are going to look at the score bug because we are not playing on an actual TPL server today. We're actually playing on a third-party server here. So let's go ahead and flip this here to Axis. All right. So as the teams go ahead and collide on here into Valley, we're going to go ahead and keep a nice heads up view and see how everything's going to shape out here for our corresponding teams. Get our clock moved up here. All right, so we could see R22R starting to get some guys out on the western side of that main road. Okay. All right. Oh, nuts. Our clock didn't go up. Okay, we're going to fix it here after the initial push here. So, focus game clock, top of the map here for you guys if you want it, while we wait for that score bug to go ahead and help itself here. So, looks like ANZR was the group that decided to push in as far as they possibly could into the road. R22R going off on the backside here, left side. Initial shots going from the AT spare of Krim off of that truck. But so far, R22R pushing hard into that middle cap sector. Something must have happened because we do not have a lot of allied people here for ANZR. And we are already forcing them to come off of garrisons here in the backside. So we must have had a truck get hit, and it very well could have been right there here for R22R. So that is a great shot for R22R to be able to get that going here right at the bat. So good work as we see the first initial tank destroyed here on the bottom side here. That looks like that little mini Stuart here for ANZR has been eliminated. So already off to a great start here for R22R's armor, as they have been able to not only take out an initial transport truck, but they've been able to take out that little recon tank, at the very bottom side there. R22R nearing 3/4 of the way capped here. ANZR looking to get some bodies here into the point just to try to salvage what they can. Big spawns off of the garrisons behind, but it does not look like they'll be able to get enough bodies back here into the area that they'll be able to salvage this cap. So it looks like initially we are going to be going here to R22R right off the bat here. Now, let's go ahead. We'll get our score bug updated here. Get it started here on 124. Once that ends up ticking over there, we're now looking at 3-2 for R22R over ANZR. So looking at the Falcon Cam, initial garrison placements here for R22R looking good. They're pretty much holding off on that northern side here to that map edge. Or not the map edge, but the hillside that we were talking about. That little secure area here that's so important when it comes to owning this sector. And then garrison up already, looking good. ANZR going all the way up and around with garrisons. So that is not going to be up. That is not going to be an issue up there. Nothing there for R22R at the moment. So very good play because ANZR is going to need to own that north to be able to try to get down here into Valley. So as I was saying, even though R22R has captured that initial cap, they have left themselves here into the crosshairs of all of these surrounding valleys, as ANZR has plenty of bodies just shooting down into the point. Now, the Lux has made it up for the R22R and is peppering that whole wall for the of the English players here. With Killer Vintage just trying to survive here as he gets a shell thrown his direction from the initial Panzer IV. Now, we've got a double stack of light tanks here. So we got 2 Lux down here for R22R. Now, the armor battle is going to be just the biggest areas where we're going to focus, because if R22R can hold their armor advantage here, they're going to secure much of this map. It looks like ANZR has 2 tanks currently out there. The little Stuart up here, and then the medium right here. It'll be interesting to see how ANZR plays this, because they could technically spawn in an additional medium tank now to help try to get the firepower here. That initial heavy tank's not going to be available until the 120 mark. So for them, it looks like they're almost playing on the side of saying, okay, we are going to just kind of work with the fuel situation that we have, the armor situation that we have, and just roll that first heavy tank out as soon as possible with that crew. Now, it looks like we are getting some frame drops here, so we will go ahead and see how this continues to play out as the armor for R22R is moving up into the fight a little bit more, trying to push their advantage here, because they know they should definitely know that they have it at the moment. Master Chips here, as we had our initial conversations with here in his squad. We're going to go ahead and watch him as he moves on up into the point, facing into just giant amounts here of ANZR that appear to be on the backside of the mountain. Demon in his squad as well, looking to try to find an angle to go ahead and get up into this sector. Get that trained MG42 out there and mow down as many of these English ANZR players as he can. And my ADHD just keeps kicking on into gear because I keep forgetting to hit that play button here to get that clock moving. So, gonna keep it here for 15 seconds. Now I can hear that we're getting some fire here on the medium Crusader down here. So let's take a look. He's able to get away. Little damage, but was able to get away. So Sirius going to go ahead and look to get his squads out, get that repaired up, because it is vital that they hold that tank into play right now for ANZR. Got one AT gun here for ANZR, looking to line up on the southern side. We had seen that's where the Puma was earlier. It looks like it has since moved. R22R has been able to get a garrison up here on the southern side. So that will continue to flood bodies in. We need to check and make sure that see if Token and his crew will be able to get up and get that out. Okay, Token, no doubt seeing that as he gets a giant spawn wave here off of that garrison. Shaky able to get his Bren gun up, trying to get as many of these guys out of here. So Killer Vintage also just trying to watch out, trying to help out as much as they can to try to eliminate this spawn wave so they can get up there before another one comes in. But now we are nearing about 20 seconds before that garrison is going to throw more and more people off. But R22R coming up big on this southern side with the numbers, with Dodgy Bloke now being the only one, the sole last survivor, leaving this garrison here for ANZR wide open, and it is eliminated by Hickory. So great rocket here on Hickory's front to be able to see that and get it all taken care of. And slowly but surely, we have R22R that's just slowly eating their way through here and claiming this southern side here for ANZR. Pushing them out right out of the area. Now, where this medium tank for ANZR had the advantage of getting the side, it's slowly being just taken away here by the R22R infantry as they push up and into the point. Looks like we have an initial bombing run here for R22R coming up and getting a good number of guys up along this side. Will it get the garrison? It does. So even though it was just outside of the marker, the splash damage of those high explosive rounds were able to get it. And they were also able to take out that light tank here. So ANZR now down to one tank. And it looks like the initial heavy is coming out. R22R hasn't dropped theirs as well. So we have their initial Churchill coming out of that southern HQ, which is going to be a big help here to try to balance out the armor advantage that R22R has at the moment. But with that, we've got double stacked Luxes here on the south, Puma here, a little bit up in the north. Let's see if our Panzer IV looks like it may have been eliminated. I did not see that go up. So yeah, Panzer IV was gone, but the initial Tiger tank coming out of the southern spawn here for R22R. Let's go ahead and look and see how this initial, how this push on the northern side is going here for R22R. So they've been able to claim their way all the way up here in the middle. So if for ANZR, it's going to be big that they don't give up this section right here off of this area that you can see these little red cherries. Those cherries are going to be holding that northern side. If that northern side falls to R22R, they're going to have a very hard time holding airfield command. So ANZR needing to come in big and clutch. But let's go ahead and just take a look at this friendly line here for R22R. As it is stretching all the way up from the waters of Oasis down here into the southern area of Valley here. ANZR making some pushes up here into the area, clearing it out. So Goofy able to get around the backside of this building. Demon, the only man facing him on that front side. Demon perched up, though, wouldn't hear Goofy if he were to come around. Joby Run coming up, pulling out his bazooka, knowing that there's this tank here. Let's go ahead and see if he is able to get some type of shot here on this medium tank. Now, he is getting an angle on him. Let's see if he can get that side. With the Panzerschreck, he will be able to get a front pen on this tank. Gets one into the side. But Bender there to go ahead and help his tank out, make sure they don't take any additional rounds. All right, so medium Crusader tank here for the Allies, able to stay up. What did we lose here on the backside? Okay, repair station for ANZR is now gone. Going to make it more and more difficult for that Crusader to go ahead and stay on up. Now, one Lux is on the southern side, so let's go ahead. Yep, Crusader gets him. Good job, Yo Sirius. Very well done on his crew with Obi-Wan Keblo. Obi-Wan can blow me up there. Go ahead and using his blowtorch there, of course. For all of our lower, younger than 13 audience members out there, that is his call sign, Obi-Wan, with his blowtorch there, and making sure that everybody knows that he's out there blowing that tank here, making sure with his blowtorch that he can get that repair up. And it looks like he has been able to make it so that he is not smoking anymore. So Obi-Wan sacrifice not in vain. Here as we look, got Sub BC back here just clearing up some OPs, getting some shots on Simpson. Looks like he has been able to get eyes and know that garrison is right there. So we're going to go ahead and see if he can make his way on up as he removes that officer here for ANZR. CBC taking out Drift, moving slowly up. This will be a big garrison. If he can take this garrison out again against ANZR, that's going to be huge for him, but it looks like he was eliminated from the competition. Almost feel like I should pop back into my Squid Game voice for that one. Battle OC moving on up here, pushing his way up past this initial light tank that was destroyed. Battle OC moving on up, knows that garrison is there, and like that, he is using his Assassin's Creed skills. Knows that those supplies dropped here, able to take out an OP. Will Battle be able to get the supplies? Nobody sees him, and he moves on up. Now, Battle, we're going to put this up here just so you know. There is a garrison right there, and luckily for you, you were able to see that garrison. So good for you to be able to mark it out, though. Wanted to give you a good credit, though, to see if had you not seen that, seen if your teammates would have given you a good old razzing about missing out on that garrison. But way to remove those supplies here. So with the help of that Crusader tank here on the southern side, it looks like ANZR has been able to regain and reform their front line here. So we've got repair station back up here, a little back in the beneficial area there. Now, let's take a look and see where this initial there he is, the Churchill, the big boy, moving up on the south side. So ANZR looking to go with a strategy of holding the southern edge to really try to force their way back into the point here. And so far, it appears to be working. It looks like that garrison, though, still on the southern side for R22R. But slowly but surely, ANZR are able to claw their way back into the fight here, reforming that front line and having no additional incursions on the backside. But with that, Airfield Command does start to show some forces being tipped, some cap pressure moving in the way of R22R, and R22R has a large amount of bodies, as it looks like with a garrison placed up here in the northern side, as I was kind of saying earlier, they were able to get that push down here, and an airhead coming in here for R22R. Let's take a look and see what this is going to do. Snappy Killmore looks like they have been able to identify that. Getting out the Piat. Can he get the hit on it? Nope, he is not pulling out a Piat, so not willing to risk the Piat shot here. Oh, he does. He pulls the Piat out. Will he turn around and get it? Because without him, that spawn wave will go off on this airhead. With no other ANZR guys looking to try to get into this. So Leberju and his squad might be full on send here into Airfield Command, because we've got a good spawn wave off. Painey not able to get that. Snappy was able to get a shot here, but Timberwolf able to come up big before you get another Piat shot. So with this, R22R now 66% of the way capped here on Airfield Command. Able to take advantage of that. Now, it will be huge. I mean, huge here for ANZR to not lose all of the ground they have in the south. They will need to try to get a garrison up here around the area of Airfield, so that they can go ahead and try to mount some type of attack into Airfield Command. Here in a moment, we'll go back up into the Falcon Cam to give a good strategy about how these next 2 points are going to go ahead and play, as Op5 is able to get a good rocket here on what may have been a tank here for ANZR. Yes, that little light recon tank here, able to go ahead and get that taken out. So good work on the fact of ANZR to go ahead and get that tank into play, but even better by Op5 to get that eliminated. Airhead is now gone, but supplies are up here for R22R. So we are going to keep it pinned here for just a moment. It's going to be at least 10 minutes before R22R can have another airhead here, as they quickly go up 4-2 in the first 20 minutes of this. 4-1, sorry. Quickly in this first 20 minutes here. G-Bone, only person on the southern side. So let's take a look and see how has ANZR been able to respond here. Oh, and that's going to hurt them, because they only have one OP up here from A Squad. And A Squad eliminated now. Only spawn here for ANZR, as RIDP Rawl moves on up. Probably is going to be able to get that taken out. So that's going to leave that medium tank. Oh boy. we lost a lot here as we were looking and moving on in that cap here for Airfield Command. That Churchill for R22R has been eliminated. And so leaving the Crusader tank now, the only tank back here, and it is completely surrounded. It needs to get out of town here real fast. Goodness sakes, we got tanks popping left and right, man. Armor going up in smoke. Okay, no, that was just the repair station here. That Puma moving up, taking that out. So Tiger tank moving on up with the Puma. Now, this is going to be real dangerous for ANZR, and we're going to tell you why. Let's pop up into the Falcon map view here. Now, R22R has complete control over this southern ridge. Now, if we look on over here, this southern ridge sees all of Airfield Command, all of Airfield hangars, and the entire runway. So there's no way, unless ANZR is able to get up and get some armor advantage here into this area, that they're going to be able to get any push here. So it's going to be big for the AT play of ANZR to get up and get some firing into this ridge side, or it's going to be a long day, as that medium Crusader has now been eliminated for them trying to get over that side. So already that Tiger tank getting up on that hillside, able to take that out. So that leaves currently no tanks up on the front line here for ANZR. So ANZR forced really far back here already into their final point here of ambush convoy, having to be on their back heel already. So let's go ahead. Let's analyze these 2 points that are separated here by this middle. So we just lost our Tiger tank down here. How did that go down? As we were looking in the map, Tiger tank eliminated. Looks like a big AT gun kill for Obi-Wan Can Blow Me. I will shout your name out there, Mr. Obi-Wan Can Blow Me, because that is very much something to be proud of right there. Holding up onto this side, you are just owning that southern side. So just as I was saying, it's big play here by ANZR AT to take out not only that Tiger tank, but looks like they were able to get something down here on the southern side. But now Obi-Wan's facing a wall of R22R guys, and unfortunately for him, still haven't been able to fix that issue where he pops that out in front of the AT gun, and with that, R22R is able to handle him. But making a valiant last stand, Obi-Wan. Force was definitely with you. Okay. Now, before we were rudely interrupted by Obi-Wan's play, not rudely, but he did very well at taking out that Tiger tank. Ambush convoy. ANZR is going to need to hold up on this hillside here. They're also going to need to hold up on this hillside. Open valleys kind of into these areas. But luckily for them, R22R has to come completely out of this entire middle section here that's just open fields in order to try to get back into ambush convoy there. So ANZR luckily going to have a little bit of terrain help here for their defense here to be able to prevent the quick 5-0 movement into their position here. But R22R has gained a lot of ground here on the southern side already and own this hillside right here. So these guys for ANZR are going to need to look to get up into that area, get that cleared out. For ANZR to be able to get back into airfield, they're going to need to really push down here into the southern side. This is going to be their easiest and cleanest way of attack. So whoever can make this way in this section down here through the hangars a one-way street is going to end up winning this battle. Because in order to take both these points, both teams have to go through that south area. For either one of them, they'll have to go up and around here, and it's going to be pretty dangerous. So it'll be big if R22R can get some garrisons up right there in that middle point, because that's going to not only help them get across the field, but help solidify their push here into ambush convoy. As really right now, ANZR has been forced into 6 plane sectors. It's going to be hard for them to continue to dig out. So these southern battles right here from J Squad and E Squad are going to be vital to help ANZR in trying to get back up into this fight. One chance taken out by Tax Hawks. But Pycos falling in very closely behind. eliminated from Master Chips. Master Chips with a call out there. Good shooting there. Demon most likely was the one that was able to get his MG gun trained up on that ridge line. So Demon playing a big factor here as he tries to watch these edges. We're going to go ahead and remove the caster's advantage here of seeing where that is. All those guys as the R22R Puma tank is just making their way on through. But unfortunately, he's going to come up against this heavy tank here. Let's go ahead and see if ANZR is going to be able to take him, which it looks like they were able to do. So good work from Aver Civil Ace. We're just going to call you Aver. Sorry, Aver. I'm going to abbreviate there. You and your crew taking out the Puma tank. Very well done here. Now, ANZR has been able to get an OP down here back on this side. But they are looking, it looks like, to go after a Lux tank here, or that Panzer IV here for R22R. Might be neat. It's going to be big. If they can go ahead and get a garrison put up here off of this OP, off of L Squad's OP, getting a double drop here, might be able to help them out as we see supplies falling in for both sides here in the latter 3 columns here. So we're just about to hit this hour mark here. We're going to make sure everything is looking good here on this side for our guys that are going to be joining the stream here shortly. All right, and looks like everything's functioning properly on the backside there. So with that, we know the interns are doing their job back here in Falcon Studios. Who am I kidding? The interns are the kids. Kids are in bed. But for right now, Falcon Studios is a one-man crew. So, southern side here. ANZR has been able to get a lot of bodies back up here into this side. So good work on ANZR to make sure they are not losing the battles here on the southern mountain side. Because if that collapses, it's going to be real quick into ambush convoy. The R22R can go ahead and get around them. We've been able to get 1 heavy tank up. We've got 1 medium tank in the north, a light tank in the north as well. So 3 tanks have been able to go back up. So armor, we've got medium tank, heavy tank, medium tank. So very close to being a 3-on-3 battle here with the tanks here. So advantage still going to R22R with the heaviness factor. But with that, R22R has been able to establish a garrison here in the middle section. So the advantage that ANZR had of this giant open field is now negated if they cannot get this garrison out. As R22R has gone ahead and gotten their incursion here into the middle area. And left ANZR kind of really forced here on their back foot. Bodies moving into the hard cap now for R22R. And if they're not careful, ANZR is going to start seeing some flip over here into this middle sector, because big incursion coming from R22R here on the southern side. ANZR has been able to get a couple OPs now here on the backside, still no garrison. But if they're going to have any hope in trying to get up into airfield command and get any type of attack going, they're going to need to get it going pretty quick here. Because as it currently stands, R22R knocking on that front door. And if they're able to get this garrison out here for ANZR, it could be a very quick move up here and forcing ANZR to try to flush a lot of bodies, collapse them down into the point, which will eliminate any of this front line that they have in the north and the south. because it is looking pretty good for ANZR, but this middle section's got to hold up. Looks like we have another medium tank coming out of the middle now, trying to bop on up here for that help on that with that Churchill. As slowly but surely, we are getting more and more R22R guys here into the middle sector. But like that, we have cap pressure going in for ANZR on airfield command. So ANZR getting bodies up here into the backside. Garrison goes up. We will keep an eye on that momentarily, as bodies are moving up here for ANZR. So good work on ANZR owning this entire southern section. One little island of R22R guys able to try to get some type of resistance here on the top of this bound side. But J Squad could come up big here and get them eliminated. Oh boy, we'd be cooking here for ANZR. Demon looks like he's gotten an angle on this Garrison. Maybe not. But Demon doesn't realize there's an OP spawn right behind him. Demon, turn around, man! Oh, bombing run saves Demon's life. Oh my gosh, Demon, you are gonna enjoy seeing that here when we come back. When you go back and review this match, Demon moving up here into the Garrison. Gets a spawn wave off, though. Unfortunately for him, he is eliminated there. Taxhawks, though, able to take out one of the spawns. Still the only man there. Simpson able to get angles on him. ANZR alive here in the hard cap for just a moment. Need to hold out a little bit longer here as an airhead has come down for R22R now that we are 10 minutes past the last cap. Perfect placement here. ANZR moving up here. Pure edging, able to eliminate the airhead. So very good work on Pure's part here to go ahead and get that up. Take that out so that that airhead is no longer going to be a threat. Garrison going down, though, as Cigarette gets around, gets an angle with it, with the P-Shrek, takes it out. So we are cooking here for R22R now. No spawns with the exception of B's OP on the backside. This is going to suck a lot of guys here for ANZR back, as this Churchill now is forced entirely to man the defensive position here and try to prevent Cigarette and other R22R members from getting into the hard cap. Spawn wave coming off of Garrison here on the backside here for R2, or on the in their southern side here, going to be locking out that Garrison for R2 or for ANZR. So that Crusader tank with a nice angle trying to help his guys up into airfield command as they continue to push on up. Obi-Wan Come Blow Me switched over to the AT class, looking to get on up. Is he going to be able to get the satchel? Gets the satchel down, but Napkin of Death able to go ahead and smother that as the satchel is down. But unfortunately, Muppet, his crew member, wanting to keep moving, so he could not get up and get that satchel. But it looks like we will get that satchel off. Good heads up crew play here from Napkin and Muppet to go ahead and get that. Now, Goofy here, just trying to play still, hoping that Tiger does not see him. As of right now, Toho with the pistol, Midwest gun from range, hitting him. Able to take out Goofy. Obi-Wan Can Blow Me coming back. The return of Obi-Wan. Let's see if he's able to sneak on up here and get this angle on Muppet. Oh, nobody sees him yet. Oh, frap. Napkin of Death. Oh boy, he might be in on it. He might be in. Obi-Wan Can Blow Me. Oh, Napkin of Death back to smother Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan has revenge. Cap pressure coming in for R22R on the backside. Let's flip on over now that Tiger tank looks like it is getting away from that fight. Nearing halfway capped here for R22R. Pressure coming in, though, for ANZR on airfield. If they can hold up, Reinforce is down for R22R to fight through here. Demon, though, getting a satchel looks like on this Churchill. If he can do that, it is going to be game over here for ANZR, and he does. So looks like they will get that spawn off. That satchel will go off, but as of right now, ANZR in full panic mode, needing to flood as many bodies back here into the point as they possibly can. Because R22R in full control of the hard cap, not an ANZR player in the circle. So that Reinforce not able to do anything. But here, as we near the 55-minute mark, that cap gonna go. It looks very good. Churchill goes up in smoke, so very good satchel play there from the R22R side here. Now, unfortunately, it looks like ANZR not going to be able to get enough bodies back as we tick closer and closer and closer to that final bell sound here for R22R. R22R as they win it 5-0 here. Oh boy, ANZR coming in big. R22R coming in big, and with that, able to take that 5-0 victory. No, but unfortunately, our PS5 sound was muted the entire time. Oh, shoot. Wow. Gotta love that. Well, Falcon Studios, one-man crew, you can only do so much. I apologize to everyone out there that no additional sound was there, so I apologize for that. But, quick recap of the match here for our sides here. R22R able to get out and get that initial cap. Coming in strong here. Able to get the cap, mid-cap, and just from there, able to keep on pounding, making that ANZR front line, pushing it back and back. ANZR gave a good, valiant fight, and had it not been for that middle incursion right up the gut, they had some good side pressure coming, but the middle push for R22R was just too much for ANZR to overcome. Unfortunately for them, leading to a 5-0 victory here for the R22 side, who emerges and goes to 3-0. Good for them. No doubt wanting to face these guys again here in the playoff race. So we'll be excited to see a rematch between these two teams if we are lucky enough to be able to get it. So ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all for joining again. I've been Night Falcon. So happy you were able to join us for this fight today. But with that, we're going to go ahead, bump you back in here to the matchup screen. Appreciate you all joining us very much. We do not have access to stats today, so apologize, I cannot go over those. But armor play for ANZR coming up big. Armor play, I apologize, for R22R coming up big and able really to be the deciding factor in this match, as they were just slowly able to get all of the armor out for ANZR, keep moving on forward, helping their infantry forward to emerge with a decisive 5-0 victory for R22R. Good work on everyone's hands today, though. We were very happy to be able to sit here and cast this for you. So from everybody here at Falcon Studios, thank you for joining us. Aside from the small technical glitch of not having the PlayStation 5 sound going in there, the game sound, we would love and appreciate any thumbs up, any shares, any subscribes that you guys can give to the chat. It's much appreciated because it helps us unlock some additional YouTube features on the backside. But until we see you next time, I've been Night Falcon signing off here for you. Enjoy your Hella Loose matches, and we'll see what this next week brings when it comes to